Imagine Egypt back in the 8th century, a land of ancient wonders and timeless beauty. This was a land with a rich history, once ruled by powerful pharaohs who built monumental structures that still stand today. But things were changing. The Arab conquest in the 7th century brought a new power to Egypt, the Islamic Empire, which spread rapidly across the region. This new rule brought big changes to every part of life, from the bustling markets to the quiet corners of daily existence. Before this, most Egyptians were Christians who followed the Coptic Orthodox faith, a deeply rooted tradition. This ancient form of Christianity had been around since the very beginning of Christianity, shaping the spiritual landscape of Egypt. The Coptic Church, with its own special language, rituals and traditions, was a big part of Egyptian life, influencing art, culture and community. When Islam arrived, it brought both challenges and new opportunities for the Coptic community, altering their way of life. The change wasn't always easy. The Copts had to navigate a new social and political landscape. Islamic rule was a turning point for Egyptian Christians, marking a significant shift in their history. They had to learn to live in a new world where their faith, once the most common, was now a minority, adapting to new norms and practices. The new rulers from the Arabian Peninsula brought their own religion, laws and ways of life, which reshaped the societal structure. The Coptic Christians had to find ways to adapt and survive in this new reality, often blending old traditions with new influences. The 8th century became a time when different cultures and faiths came together, creating a unique tapestry of coexistence. This period would shape the relationship between Islam and Christianity in Egypt for many years to come, laying the foundation for future interactions. It was a time of great change, adaptation and challenge for the Coptic Christian community, a testament to their resilience and faith. The Coptic Orthodox Church has been a steadfast source of faith for millions in Egypt for centuries. It represents a direct connection to the very first Christians, preserving traditions that date back to the earliest days of the faith. Its roots run deep in the rich soil of Egypt, intertwining with the country's ancient history. The word Copt itself is derived from the Greek word for Egyptian, highlighting the deep cultural and historical ties. This etymology underscores how long and significant the Church's history has been in the land of the pharaohs, a testament to its enduring presence. The Copts have held on to their beliefs and practices with unwavering dedication. Despite numerous challenges over the centuries, their faith is a core part of their identity, deeply embedded in their daily lives and community activities. They have their own unique way of worship, with special prayers and hymns that have been passed down through countless generations, preserving their rich liturgical heritage. Their churches, often adorned with beautiful carvings and vibrant paintings, are a testament to their devotion and artistic expression of faith. A central part of Coptic life has always been monasticism, a tradition that dates back to the early centuries of Christianity. Men and women dedicated their lives to prayer and solitude in remote monasteries scattered across the Egyptian desert, seeking spiritual enlightenment. These monastic communities became centers of learning and spiritual guidance, preserving ancient texts and traditions. They played a crucial role in protecting Coptic traditions and knowledge, ensuring their survival through turbulent times and passing them on to future generations. Coptic Christians are renowned for their strong faith and resilience, qualities that have helped them endure through centuries of adversity. They face the challenges of their time with deep belief and unwavering commitment to their faith. Their story is a powerful testament to the enduring power of faith in the face of adversity, a narrative of perseverance and hope. The Coptic community, even though they are no longer the dominant faith in Egypt, have held on to their identity with pride and determination. Their churches, monasteries and homes are filled with the prayers and hymns of their ancestors, echoing through the ages. Their faith, passed down from one generation to the next, remains a source of strength, comfort and identity, a beacon of hope for the future. Life under Islamic rule brought major changes for the Coptic community, altering their social and economic landscape significantly. One of the biggest changes was the imposition of the jizya. This was a special tax that non-Muslims had to pay. a financial obligation that set them apart from their Muslim neighbors. While it was supposed to offer a form of protection, it also served as a constant reminder that they were not in charge in this new society. The jizya was a significant financial burden for many Coptic Christians, affecting their daily lives and economic stability. For some, paying this tax meant making tough choices, like sacrificing basic needs to meet their obligations, which often led to hardship. Not being able to pay could have serious consequences, including public humiliation, imprisonment, or even the threat of being forced to convert to Islam, adding to their distress. The jizya was more than just a tax. It was a symbol of their lower status and a tool of social control. It was a constant pressure on the Coptic community, a reminder of their uncertain position in the new social order and a challenge they had to navigate daily. However, this financial burden also made the community stronger, fostering a sense of resilience and unity. The Copts, facing this economic pressure, found ways to survive and support each other. They helped each other, sharing what little they had to ensure their community's survival, demonstrating remarkable solidarity. The jizya, though meant to control them, actually strengthened the bonds of faith and unity within the Coptic community, turning adversity into a source of strength. The Islamic rulers of Egypt made it difficult to build and repair churches. These restrictions clearly showed that Christianity was not as important as it once was. Building new churches needed special permission, which was rarely given. Existing churches started to fall apart because even basic repairs required going through a complicated and often unhelpful system. These restrictions had a big impact on the Coptic community. They couldn't build enough churches for their growing population or fix their existing places of worship. Seeing their churches crumble reminded them that they were pushed to the side in their own society. The restrictions on church building were about more than just bricks and mortar. They were a way to limit the visibility and influence of Christianity in Egypt. Every faded painting and every crack in the walls silently showed the challenges the Copts faced. However, the Coptic spirit remained strong. They put their energy into taking care of their existing churches. These houses of worship, even in disrepair, continued to be important centers of community life. They were places of comfort, prayer, and connection to their rich spiritual history. When Islam arrived, it brought a new social order. Coptic Christians, once important in Egyptian society, were pushed to the margins. They were often prevented from holding positions of power in the government. The paths to success, once open to them, were now mostly closed. This marginalization affected many parts of their lives. Coptic Christians faced discrimination in education, jobs, and even in everyday interactions. They were often treated as less important, their voices silenced, and their opportunities limited. This created a sense of vulnerability and uncertainty. The Copts, used to a prominent role in society, now had to navigate a world where they were often treated as second-class citizens. This experience made them resilient, but also created a strong sense of unity within their community. Despite these challenges, the Coptic community found ways to adapt and thrive. They focused on their own internal structures, strengthening their communities and supporting one another. They continued to practice their trades, passing down skills and knowledge through generations. Their resilience and adaptability became a defining characteristic of their community. While the jizya and social marginalization were constant pressures, there were also times of more direct persecution. During times of political unrest or strong religious feelings, there were cases of forced conversions and church destruction. These acts of violence, though not always widespread, instilled fear and insecurity within the Coptic community. History records accounts of churches being desecrated or destroyed. These acts of vandalism, often driven by religious intolerance or political expediency, were a direct attack on the heart of Coptic identity. The loss of these sacred spaces was devastating for the community, stripping them of their spiritual and cultural heritage. Forced conversions, though less common, were a direct attack on an individual's right to choose their own beliefs. The threat of violence or coercion hung over the community, a constant reminder of their vulnerability. These acts of persecution, while horrific, also strengthened the resolve of many Coptic Christians. They held on to their faith even more tightly, finding comfort and strength in their shared beliefs. The memory of these atrocities became etched in their collective memory, a stark reminder of the price of their faith.